I can't do what they do. Why Patrick Stewart never directed a Star Trek movie. Patrick Stewart played Captain Jean-Luc Picard for 7 seasons of Star Trek, The Next Generation, and 4 films. And while he directed a handful of television episodes, Stewart never directed a Star Trek movie. Star Trek, the original series, Leonard Nimoy became the first Star Trek actor to helm a Trek film when he directed Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, as well as its sequel Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. William Shatner, too, took a stab at directing a film with Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Several TNG actors directed episodes of that show, but it was Jonathan Frakes who took on 2 of the TNG films, Star Trek First Contact and Star Trek Insurrection. The Star Trek Original Motion Picture Collection Blu-ray that was released in 2009 included a documentary called Star Trek: The Captain's Summit, which brought together Patrick Stewart, Jonathan Frakes, William Shatner, and Leonard Nimoy. Whoopi Goldberg led the 70-minute roundtable discussion, during which the actors discussed their Star Trek careers. When the subject turned to directing, Nimoy and Shatner asked Patrick Stewart why he had never directed a film. Read the discussion between Stewart and Nimoy and watch the full Captain's Summit below. Stewart: "Oh, deliberately. I think it came up. I think sitting in Paramount CEO Sherry Lansing's office one day talking about the next movie. It was suggested, but I killed it flat. I didn't want to direct because of what I'd seen Jonathan Frakes do, particularly on his first movie. I don't want to direct in the theater either because I've been lucky to work with great theater directors. I can't do what they do, you know. Stick to what you can do. I love directing the series. In fact, I would say the 6 episodes I directed, they kept me going during those last years, 7 years. To know that somewhere in a few episodes' time there was an episode coming up with my name on it was fantastic. And to be directing these episodes with your pals in front of the camera, and even more important, with your pals behind the camera too. Jonathan Frakes became one of Star Trek's best directors. Patrick Stewart may not have embraced directing, but his Star Trek: The Next Generation castmate Jonathan Frakes made a career out of it. While Frakes has had a few acting and voiceover roles since his time as Commander William Riker, he chose to focus more on directing. Frakes has directed episodes of many popular shows, including Castle, NCIS, Los Angeles, The Librarians, and The Orville. But Star Trek, of course, has always held a special place in Frakes' heart.